Donc, juste un petit slide pour vous rappeler les liens où vous pouvez nous atteindre. Donc aujourd'hui, on va parler, mais ça va être très rapide, les news. Ensuite, il va y avoir la présentation de Lucas, qui va durer à peu près 1h15, 1h30. Après, alors ça c'est une nouveauté Tombola. Donc il y a des choses à gagner. Je ne sais pas si vous avez vu qu'on a de nouveaux sponsors sur le site. JetBrain et LRL5. Et puis après un apéro, et vous aurez des tapas brésiliens. Donc la présentation de Lucas sur Eric. Alors, c'est ce qui est prévu pour la prochaine session. Ah oui, quand même, news du groupe. News du groupe, j'ai oublié. On est 59 membres, là, c'est pas mal. Et puis, news du groupe, ça va aussi avec les sponsors. Kim Info sponsorise les apéros jusqu'à la fin de l'année.
C'est qui est pour le bien?
Et ensuite, ça c'est ce qui est prévu pour la session d'octobre. C'est une introduction à OIL. À confirmer si c'est moi qui ai prévu de la faire. Si on a une surprise comme Sébastien Ross ou des choses comme ça, on laissera passer avant. Si vous avez des demandes particulières par rapport à ça, envoyez-moi des mails.
Ou si vous voulez venir comme des speakers, envoyez-nous un mail aussi. Parce qu'on est bien prenant pour les speakers qui viennent de la communauté aussi, qui viennent de Genève.
Donc ça c'était dans l'idée, c'était que les gens fassent aussi participent aussi aux présentations. Je sais que c'est compliqué, il faut avoir du temps, mais c'est dans l'idée. Donc les sponsors, les deux qu'on a dit au début, Infinity pour la salle, Kim Info qui nous paye l'apéro, et puis les deux nouveaux partenaires que Valérie a trouvé. Donc il y aura une tombola à la fin et des prix à gagner. Et puis il y a aussi de nouveau des prix pour SoftCheck à la fin de l'année.
Après ça, après la tendance.
Very good. We ready?
Yeah.
Good. I didn't understand any of that.
Film
me later. Okay, so hands up who's used RX? 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 5. Hands up if you've heard about it or seen a presentation about it. Okay, that's good. That is basically most people, but I think this talk will probably be slightly different to most talks in that I'm not going to try and turn you into RX gurus, but we're going to come at it at a sort of mechanical level so that we can really understand what's going on under the hood and try and demystify it from the ground up. And then, you know, if you guys are into it, then perhaps we can do a more advanced RX talk in the future, potentially. Okay, so to quote the way that the reactive extensions guys describe their product, I think this was on the meetup invite anyway. So their quote is, "The reactive extensions is a library for composing asynchronous and event-based programs using observable sequences and link-style query operators." So from that, the things to bear in mind. Sorry?
Yeah, you can't understand much.
Well, that's what we're going to demystify. Okay, so the things to take from that, actually, just a few keywords. Asynchronous, observable, sequence, and queryable. So this talk's going to be in 3 parts. The first thing we'll do is take a look at IEnumerable, something that I'm sure everybody in the room has used. We're going to break that down and describe it functionally. From that, we're going to do some magic and kind of invert that functional signature that we discover. We're going to play around with it in that mode, and then we'll close the loop by rediscovering the interfaces that are involved in iObservable and RX as a whole. And then the final section, obviously all of this is dependent on time, will be a demo building on that interface-based RX clone that we're going to do right here tonight. And hopefully that will give you some idea of the power of being able to compose this mysterious thing called RX using observable sequences. So I think what we'll do is I'll run through each part as quickly as I can. At the end of each part, I'll throw it open to the floor to see if there's anything that I ought to go back over from that part, and then we'll move on to the next part. Yeah, so this talk I haven't given it before, so I'm not sure how the time is going to work, and hence the 2 drinks. Right, this has got caffeine in, so this is to speed me up, and this one's got alcohol in it, and that's to slow me down. So that's my justification. And you've all seen Channel 9 videos, right? They always have like Mountain Dew or something. Powered up. Okay, so yeah, a lot of this talk is going to be live coding. Hopefully that works. You'll probably get really frustrated with my typing skills before very long. And should that happen, I can switch to copy and paste mode. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at enumerable, the generic version. Just forget about the version prior to generics. We're not interested in that. So we have this first interface. We're going to clean this up by getting rid of, whoops, not all of that. This stuff here, all this garbage. And that's no more new. The other thing we have to go and have a look at is this enumerator of T. And that guy actually inherits some stuff, so I'll pull that out too. And what we are keeping is the current of T. So let's go get those bits from my enumerator. That is basically move next and set. Now the other thing that you see there is iDisposable, right? That is very important to the little tale that we're going to tell tonight, but it's something that we're going to come back to towards the end of the talk. So we'll put that. So now we've cleaned this up. Hands up, who's ever called reset? Or not? Okay, so this is basically what we're looking at. A pair of interfaces that are working in conjunction. The first interface is basically a getter, right? There's nothing more to it. It's just saying, give me something. And in terms of converting this into a functional view, we have func at our disposal that can represent something that you can just call get on, right? There's no parameterization or anything like that. So we can start off by recognizing that we have something we should get something back from. That would be the IEnumerable. The IEnumerator, if you look at these two methods right here, move next, sorry, it's a method and a property, but in conjunction what they're basically saying is, do you have something for me? If yes, here it is, and if no, we're done, right? We're complete. So thinking about representing that functionally, we're going to have to do something a little bit like, who's heard of discriminated union? I know you have. or something or nothing. Does that ring any bells? Okay, this is a sort of a type of class that is prevalent in functional programming, but not so much in a language like C#. But anyone familiar with C++? Yeah, right. So you have unions in C++, and it's a type that can represent either one thing or the other. In functional programming languages, you get compiler support for that, as you don't in C. You just kind of fly by the seat of the pants. But anyway, that's all by the by. In a language like C#, we have to kind of make up for the fact that we don't have a type that naturally encodes this. So we're going to do that now, and we'll start with an enum of notification type. Because we can see that, in a sense, complete is as much of a notification as here's the next value with a payload. So what we'll have is next and complete. So that in itself isn't going to help us much. I mean, just the func of notification type isn't telling you anything whatsoever, right? So we'll also have a class called notification of T. What that thing will have is a property of notification type. which we will just call type. Oops. Yeah, as I'm typing, if you see why I'm getting squigglies, you just let me know. Okay. And the other thing we will have is a t, and that's going to be value. So constructor that takes nothing, and constructor that takes a t, and that's going to be value. So here we can say the type, well, by convention when we use this constructor, it's going to be complete. And here the type is going to be next, and the value is going to be value. So let's go on and fill this out a bit further. So we said the enumerable, we can ask it for something, that we can continually ask this question, do you have something for me or do you not have something for me? So that again is going to take the form of a parameterless method. It's a getter again, so it's yet another func, only this time it's going to be a notification of t. Is everyone following so far? Shout out if you're lost. So we sort of discovered our functional representation of IEnumerable there, and we can see where we're going to next. Okay, so in order to prove this out, let's actually build something. Public static. Let's make this guy. Let's do the range operator, which you'll probably all be familiar with. So range takes a start and a count. So this is where we'll see this a few times, the signature in this presentation. This is going to represent the outer thing. This is the IEnumerable, the thing that you can ask for an